And one thing we pride ourselves on here more than anybody else, we love talking local. And that's what we're going to do right now because we are Lovin' Local and definitely Lovin' Local when we're talking about Midwest Basement Systems. We have Kate Engel here, Director of Marketing for Midwest Basement Systems, and just want to learn a little bit about you guys. I have utilized your services at my current residence, so I know what kind of work you do.
Sure.
Outstanding, we might add. But tell us a little bit of the history about Midwest Basement Systems.
Yeah, so Midwest Basement Systems started in 1995 with two brothers, so we're locally owned. We've been in business since then, Better Business Bureau, A+ rated. We do basement waterproofing, foundation repair work. We do crawl space repair, and we've also recently added concrete leveling with poly-level, which is a new product for us. So
really?
Fun, yeah.
Okay, and how's that been going for you? Because it's very expensive to replace driveways. Oh, and
so how
sidewalks
does that
that fall.
compare? First of all, what do you do, and second of all, what's the price difference?
Yeah, so the difference is the alternative is mud jacking, and the mud is somewhat what we used to use, and the new product is a polyurethane foam. So it actually expands once it goes underneath there to lift, as opposed to just pumping as much mud under there as you can to lift that back up. So that's the difference in the product. You can get on it faster. So 15 minutes it's dry, and you can go right back over the top of the foam that we put in there. So that's pretty cool. And then its strength is actually a lot better than mud. It doesn't wash out or anything like that. So it's actually commercial grade. They put it under highways and everything like that. So if you've got a car, it's not going to hurt it. Right,
but your foundation is in the work with foundations.
Yeah. So we have puring, which is for settling foundations, and then bracing or anchors, which is a wall bow issue. So those are two biggest foundation issues you'll run into, and all those are water related actually. So it all kind of circles back. But
and that's what the majority of your work water related in some issues.
Yeah, we do a lot of waterproofing. So but almost everything we do is related to water. Anything you have going on in your basement is, whether it's humidity, foundation issues, waterproofing, it's all coming from one place, and then that's the water problem you're going to have there. So
yeah, how many times have you walk downstairs and get something, maybe you have it as a storage room, you walk in, you go, it just smells down here. It just has this musty, moldy smell to it, and every now and then maybe you don't have carpeting, you see a trail.
Yep,
coming
absolutely.
From the corners.
Yeah, high humidity is a big issue in basements, and we have dehumidifier purification systems for that kind of issue. And it's all that water saturation sitting on the outside of the foundation, and airflow through your home actually goes bottom to top. They call it the stack effect. And so when you're getting that, damp, humid air in the summertime, gets into your house, then you're trying to condition it, pulls all that moisture out of the air, and then it's all flowing up through the top of your house, so you get that high humidity going.
I think when people think of you, they think of the anchoring system, and you've got walls that are bowing, I guess, due to hydraulic pressure. And how does that work? How do you guys install that?
Sure. So the issue there is the water sitting on the outside of the foundation, and then it's actually, when it saturates, it's pushing in. When it dries out, it lets the wall move. And so as you move that wall over time, it's going to move back and forth and weaken that wall. And so what you want to do is you want to get something on there to hold that wall in place. And there's a couple of options, like I said, anchors or braces. And so what anchors are is you drop a plate on the side of the wall that's on the inside of your basement, and then one out in the yard. So you have to have a little bit of access out there. The alternative to that is braces, which is a great alternative. And so what that is an anchor system that goes into your floor joist and then all the way down the full length of the wall. And then you slowly tighten that over time to get wall recovery out of that. And so that's been a great product for us, and something that's really beneficial.
Now, will walls come in if they're not properly anchored?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we say there's 3 stages of wall movement. So the first stage is you get this horizontal crack that goes all the way across your basement wall, and I don't know if you guys got block walls, or I've seen that in your walls.
The first house I did, I had to have
so
this type of work done. Yeah.
You see a lot of that horizontal crack going all the way across the wall, and then you see stair stepping happen at the corner of your walls, and then the last one is actually a shear break. And so that's when you know you have a real problem. If you have a block foundation, is that bottom block right above the floor is going to start shearing off, and that's when you get into serious issues.
Now, can you still repair it even at that point or not?
It just depends on how far it's sheared at that point. You want to address it before then, really, to save yourself the chance of having to replace that entire wall, which we actually do wall replacement as well, but that gets quite expensive pretty quickly.
Now, it's got to be tricky.
Yeah. Now, the work that was done at the place where I currently live in many years ago, you guys came in and you guys dug a trench around the inside of the wall, about yay wide, all the way around the inside on the floor, and you jackhammered it out or whatever, and you removed the concrete.
Absolutely, yeah.
And explain what you guys were doing there.
Well, so there's several different options for waterproofing a basement, and that one is an internal waterproofing system, and it's our preferred method. You can do an external, but you've got to excavate, and that gets really expensive excavating, and then you got all the landscaping issues and everything like that. So it's actually cheaper and more efficient to go inside the house and do the waterproofing system there. So you take out about 10 inches of concrete right next to your foundation, and then you tile that all the way to a sump pump, and then that is graded, and so water runs downhill.
Right.
So that's kind of a science thing there. But so you just put that tile system in there, and you run it to a sump pump, and then you discharge it out. There's other things you can do to help yourself though, without ever touching the inside of the basement. Is keeping those gutters clean, grading your landscaping away from the house, things of that nature that you can do to help.
I was just going to
out.
ask you, we're coming off a very wet year, getting ready to head into winter. What are some last-minute tips and tricks we can give our viewers at home to make sure we'll call you if we need you, but hopefully we won't have to.
Yeah, really look at that landscape. Make sure you're getting the dirt.
Does it really make that much difference if you have the dirt up against the house or foundation so it runs down?
Yeah, you can look out in your yard and you'll see if your whole landscape's tilted towards your house and you're running water down towards your house, you're going to have problems against whatever wall that is that you're running towards with the pressure and the water just trying to get in there. And so taking a look at your landscape and trying to get that dirt around your house, you really want your gutter extensions about 8 to 10 feet away from your house as well. You want to get that water because it's all about that backfill soil from where the house was originally built.
Right.
And that backfill soil is generally 8 or so feet away from the house where they dug out to put your foundation in.
And
so
that can take years to settle, can it?
Yeah, and even once it settles, we always say it never gets back to the way God did it. So it never gets
Right.
back to virgin. Virgin soil is always going to be more dense than your backfill soil, and so you want to get it past that point and then let it dissipate from there, because if it gets into that backfill soil, it's going to saturate more quickly because there's more space in that backfill soil.
Okay. So now, if people do have any type of water issues like this or any type of other issues that we're talking about, all things that are basementy, yeah, it's these guys, the basementy people. Again, the work that we're talking about, where we dig a trench out and you put a tile system in there, you can carpet right over that, and that's it's a fully finished area that you guys did, and you can't even tell it's there.
Absolutely.
That's the amazing thing about it. But if you want more information on this, what is the easiest way to get a hold of you guys?
You can go to www.midwestbasementsystems.com, or you can call us at our number 515-289-1606. You guys have probably heard the jingle before, and it's a catchy one. So either one of those is a great way to contact us, and we can set you up with an appointment and get somebody out to take a look. So.
And
Perfect.
it really works. It really
go.
works.
And supporting
Wonderful.
local.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Good
you
to
guys
meet
having me on.